Quick, who replaced Mickey Mantle in center field for the New York Yankees? Okay, technically that would have been Tom Tresh, who took up the CF post when Mantle slid over to left in 1965. Or Joe Pepitone, when Mantle moved in from the outfield to first base in 1967. Or perhaps Ron Wood, who played more games in center than any other Yankee in 1969, the year the Mick retired. But if the question is who succeeded Mickey Mantle in center field for the Yankees, there could only be one answer: Bobby Murcer. The Yanks signed Murcer as an amateur free agent back in 1964, and the 18-year-old started flashing his baseball talent right away. A year plus of power, speed, high batting average, and a graceful fielding had him rocketing towards the Bronx. It also had him drawing raves and whispers about being the next Mickey Mantle. Tough expectations to live up to, especially when Mantle himself is blocking your path to the major leagues. But Murcer crashed the show in 1965 anyway. A September call-up had him poised to push for a full-on roster spot in 1966, and he likely would have made good on that promise had the military not come calling. After 2 seasons away from the games, save for a bit of Florida instructional seasoning in 1968, Murcer was in New York to stay in 1969. That rookie season, he played mostly in right field before taking over center for good in 1970. For 5 seasons, as the Yanks struggled to adjust to life as just another team, Murcer salved the wounds of losing a legend by developing into a lock all-star selection, a legitimate MVP candidate, and a Gold Glover. Was he a Mickey Mantle? No. But then who was? All of Murcer's accomplishments on the field got him traded to the San Francisco Giants in October of 1974 in exchange for Bobby Bonds, a move that was high praise in its own right, considering Bonds' considerable talents. Murcer turned in a couple of 5 seasons by the Bay before the Giants traded him to the Chicago Cubs as part of a deal that brought Bill Madlock to San Fran. After one solid season in the Windy City, Murcer's power started to slide at age 33, and they dealt him to the Yanks at mid-season in 1979 in exchange for minor leaguer Paul Samael. And so, in the 1980 top set, Murcer was right back where he started, with the New York Yankees. For kids who came to the game and the hobby in the early 1980s, Murcer was a Yankee, and pretty much always had been. Modulo a few stat lines on the back of his baseball card that say otherwise. As if to drive home that point, Topps dedicated their last regular issue Murcer card to show him with the Bombers, then and now. I vividly remember pulling those super veteran cards from packs that summer, and they were magical. Now nearly 40 years on, the Murcer Super Vet card is almost more magical, and definitely more poignant. At 11, you don't really understand the forces of life that can flatten a young man's smile and weigh the corners of his eyes with the strain and sadness of passing years, or the uncertainty that clouds them when he gazes on tomorrow's horizon. In the here and now, though, we all have a little 1983 Bobby Murcer in us. Like our video? Then like our videos and subscribe to our channel. waxpackgods.com